fast-paced, intense, and non-stop entertainment. And here on the final day of the preliminaries, the competition is far from over. Some teams are fighting to build momentum ahead of the quarterfinals, and some want to end their campaign on a high. This is the PVL Reinforced Conference, the heart of volleyball.
Hit the ground, make them crystal clear. Go so now, I got no fear. Heartbeat racing louder than a gun. 이 순간 난 already won. I'm invincible, nothing can break me. Limitless flow, don't try to chase me. Crash like a wave, wild and free. You move that way, I'm all you see. Invisible, na 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 na. Invisible, na 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 na. Duji Allah.
The heart of volleyball continues here inside the SM Mall of Asia Arena as Isa Jimenez and the Capital One Solar Spikers look to continue their reign here in the Reinforced Conference as Sasha Pinseco and the Capital One Solar Spikers look to go back to their winning days. And let's see, it's the first game at 1:30, Galleries Tower Highrisers versus the Capital One Solar Spikers. And after that, we have the Cherry Tigo EV crossovers at 4 p.m. against the Farm Fresh Foxes. And for the main event at 6:30 p.m. today, we have the Petrogas Angels versus the PLDT High Speed Hitters. Hi everyone, welcome for joining us in this game today. My name is Jamie Lavatoria and thank you for tuning in on One Sports Plus, and on the Filipinas Live app. I am alongside Jana Hito, our courtside reporter. Jana, it's the last day of the second preliminary round. How was the vibe in the dugout earlier?
Honestly, Jamie, I'm surprised that everyone's still really locked in. Like what I mentioned earlier, some teams want to go into the quarterfinals already, but some still want to end it on a high, but still being very locked in today.
Well, we love that mindset. And of course, my partner for today,
First
first time today, my partner, Ayel Estraniero. Ayel, we got to talk about the team standings. All the teams have been scrambling to reach for that quarterfinals, but the cast is finally complete with the top 8.
Yep, exactly. So the top 8 teams have already been determined last Saturday. You've got Zeus, Coffee, PLDT, Farm Fresh, Creamline, Signal, Akari, Petrogas, and Capital One. But for Capital One, it's all about positioning. Today, they do want to go back to the winning column after back-to-back losses. Meanwhile, for the Galleries Tower Highrisers, it has been a tough conference for them, but they still have the last chance to go back to get their first win in the conference.
That's right, Ayel. Well, the quarterfinals already starts this Monday, and you definitely do not want to miss that. It will be heated next week. And of course, we got to talk about the two teams competing today. And that girl on your screens, Yelena Tsijovic for the Galleries Tower Highrisers. She has been one of the key components for Galleries.
Yeah, exactly. The Galleries Tower Highrisers struggled to find the rhythm in this reinforced conference, but Yelena has been the consistent bright spot for the Highrisers. As you mentioned, Jamie, consistently providing the points, consistently providing the intensity. She has been the leading scorer of her squad. 69 points in total so far. So as the Highrisers lean onto her today, she will definitely have to bring her A game.
You know, Jamie and Ayel, I'm so lucky to have had my conversation with Yelena at the dugout a while ago, and she told me that she wishes this conference was longer. One of the reasons why was really her bond with Galleries, but of course, Yelena still has today to still get a win on the final tally. Well, of course, positioning will really matter today, and despite that winless record, she still manages to find something good about it, and she really wants to do well to end her campaign here in the PVL and in the Philippines very nicely this year. Now, of course, from one top scorer to another, here's Bella Belen on your screens. I was able to talk to her a while ago, and she told me that the team's back-to-back losses are the ones fueling them today. Bella and the team want to change that immediately. She told me that especially in the quarterfinals na sa Monday, she says, dapat mabilis kaming mag-adjust at mabilis magbago. Now, even with those back-to-back losses, Capital One still manages to find something good in their performances. Bella Belen had a double-double against Petrogas. I think those are the sunny days being provided for Capital One.
Exactly. Quick learnings, quick adjustments for Capital One. But that girl, Bella Belen, continues to remind everyone why she is the #1 overall pick. She easily became the primary scorer of the Solar Spikers. As you mentioned, Jana, double-double, 18 points, 13 digs. And against Petrogas, when Sasha Bitsenko was guarded, Bella Belen stepped up with poise and determination. So this tandem, definitely the Bitsenko and Belen tandem, will be crucial points in getting Solar Spikers back into the winning column.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. Not only that, Bella Belen and the Capital One Solar Spikers have also gained a lot of traction and attention ever since her insertion in Capital.
Well, that's right, Jamie and Ayel, and I'm sure the fans are excited to see that this afternoon. But of course, for our viewers over on the Pilipinas Live app, we are asking our question today: which side will unleash more attacks? Will it be the Galleries Tower Highrisers or the Capital One Solar Spikers? And of course, you can use the hashtag PVL 2025 if you want to join the conversation on our last day of the preliminaries.
Well,
Definitely,
yes?
attacking is going to be very important. The reinforced players will step up for sure, but the other local players also need to contribute to the scoring of the reinforced players.
And we've also noticed that it can't just be the reinforcement. It has to be collective effort, and it's very important that they do this today.
Yep. And that's it for right now. And later on, we'll be back for the introduction of the starters.
lang Jean sa first conference. Walang kinakatakutan. Go lang ng go. Hi, I'm Jean Assis and I'm now with Galleries Tower Highrisers.
With the second overall pick in the 2025 PVL draft, Galleries Tower selects Jean Assis of Far Eastern University.
Yung naging reaction ko nung tinawag yung name ko as second pick, sobrang nagulat ako and alam mo yun, ang sarap sa feeling. Kasi hindi ko ina-expect. Ang dami ko kasing kalaban like sa position ko. So ayun, nagulat ako, pero at the same time, naging masaya ako sa sarili ko. Grabe yung pag-welcome sa akin ng team. Ang bilis ko silang naka-banding, ang bilis ko silang naka-close. Kasi hindi sila ganoon kahirap kausapin, hindi sila ganoon kahirap i-approach. So parang mas napadali sa akin na maki-fit in sa team na to. As a rookie, siguro yung gusto kong ma-accomplish, makapag-perform talaga ako ng maayos. And kung ano yung ina-expect sa akin ng coach na ipe-perform ko, yun yung malabas ko talaga sa game na to, sa conference na to. Kung ano pa yung kaya kong ilabas, like yung mga hindi ko pa nalabas like last conference, siguro this time, gusto ko siyang i-give, like i-perform ng maayos this time, kung ano yung mga pagkukulang ko.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mall of Asia Arena. This is match number 46 in the PVL Reinforced Conference 2025. This matchup features the Galleries Tower Highrisers versus Capital One Solar Spikers. Let's now meet our officials for this match. Our first referee, Ryan Vincent Corpus, national referee. The second referee is Justine Navidad, national referee. And now let's meet the starters. First for the Galleries Tower Highrisers. Middle blocker from the University of the East, number 12, team captain Rosel Baliton. Outside spiker from the University of Santo Tomas, number 3, Isa Jimenez. Opposite hitter from Montenegro, number 7, Yelena Shviovic. Outside spiker from the National University, number 13, Franz Ronquillo. Center from De La Salle University, number 18, Julia Coronel. Middle blocker from the Far Eastern University, number 19, Jean Assis. Starting libero from UE, number 6, Juliet Katindig. And the head coach of Galleries Tower is Godfrey Okumu. And now the starters for the Capital One Solar Spikers. Outside spiker from the National University, number 4, Micaela Belen. Center from San Francisco State University, number 10, Iris Tolenada. Middle blocker from the University of Santo Tomas, number 17, Pia Abu. Opposite hitter from De La Salle University, number 22, Leila Cruz. Outside spiker from the Ukraine, number 23, Sasha Bitsenko. Middle blocker from the College of St. Benil, number 25, Rachel Austero. Starting libero from the Ateneo de Manila University, number 19, team captain Roma May Doromal. And the head coach for Capital One is Jorge Souza de Brito. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the game.
And here are your starters for the Galleries Tower Highrisers: Baliton, Asis, Siovic, Cornel, Jimenez, Ronquillo, and their starting libero, Katindig.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the court, you've got the Capital One Solar Spikers. Their usuals: Ostero, Abu, Cruz, Tolenada, Belen, Bitsenko, and the Romala team that is looking to bounce back after losing in 4 sets against the Petrogas Angels. Meanwhile, Galleries Tower Highrisers, as we mentioned earlier, Jamie, still looking for their first win this conference.
Well, this is their opportunity to end on a high. So let's see how they will go. Julia Cornell targets Roma Dormal. Sasha with the off speed. Julia was there. Katindig with the bump set, and Ronquillo goes cross. And there is a net infraction by Capital One.
Yep. Pia Abu, I believe, with that net touch violation. So first point goes to the Highrisers. Out of system. Chance ball given away. Could Galleries capitalize? Jimenez down the line will work for the Highrisers.
That's a good spot for Isa Jimenez, just avoiding that block of Capital One. Take a look at that, in between Belen and Roma.
And we talked about on top of the coverage how Helena and Asis has been the main scorers.
Yes.
Others has to step up.
Pia Abu with the beat quick. Ronquillo goes down. Iris was there. And Cruz hits the antenna. So the point will be rewarded to Galleries.
Capital One starting with a couple of errors here, giving the Highrisers a strong start. Senko, explosive attack that time, coming from Sasha Bitsenko, coming off one of her lowest scoring performance, 17 points. Medyo mababa na yun kay Sasha.
For her, that's her lowest. Yes. But so far, she's been tremendous for Capital One, just providing a lot of stability.
Oh, yeah.
Siovic with the receive. Julia Cornell goes to Jimenez, and she's blocked at the net. Cornell goes to Ronquillo. Iris was there. And Cruz. Perfect spot for Layla Cruz.
Yep. Layla Cruz being activated that time. Better execution coming from her.
And Galleries looking very locked in, AL, this game.
Last chance to get that first win for them. Tolenada to Bitsenko again. Seems like the game plan is to activate Bitsenko and try to get her involved in the game as much as possible. Great swing.
Wherever she is, in the front row or back row, she's activated. Good strategy by Iris. 3-all. Bitsenko, target, Siovic. Jimenez goes sharp. And Iris goes down the line. Katindig was there. Jimenez goes for a tip. Good defense by Iris. Baliton. And Bella Belen goes zone 5. Yelena goes for a tip. And Iris goes to Pia Abu. Long rally here. And Ronquillo gets it down the line and off the block.
You've got to credit half that point to Katindig, who kept a lot of rallies alive with that good defense. And finally, Ronquillo going to zone 5.
It's a good spot, and Katindig at the right spot at the right time.
Good pass to the open. Bella Belen still dug by Katindig. Yelena. Roma was there. Back row for Sasha.
Oh!
No go that time. Sasha finally guarded by the Highrisers. This tibay defensive play of the set is brought to you by Elastoseal.
Salyado ang bubong anumang panahon.
Service ace for Franz Ronquillo.
Perfect spot, that serve just dropping.
Galleries on the roll right now.
It's a good serve. And Franz Ronquillo gets a service ace for Galleries.
Galleries has been targeting Sasha Bitsenko, trying to put her out of the game. So far, it's working for them.
Good serve. Oh! What a block for Galleries Tower Highrisers. And this brings us to our first technical timeout. Galleries up by 5.
Welcome back to the PVL Reinforced Conference. It's the last day of the preliminaries, and starting us off are the Galleries Tower Highrisers and the Capital One Solar Spikers. Here today, I got to speak with Bella Belen a while ago, and I got to ask her at how her full first conference with the Capital One Solar Spikers is shaping up so far. She says it's going good. Naka-adjust daw siya ng maayos. But the adjusting part also has its challenges, Jamie and Ayel. I quote her say, dati nagpe-play ako for school pride. Kaya ngayong wala na siya, kailangan na andun pa rin yung passion ko nagmaglaro. Speaking of that school pride, she's also playing inside the MOA Arena right now, her former home court. Perhaps some nostalgia on Bella's end. But with the whole round 1 and round 2 wrapped up here in the pros, what do you think of Bella's transformation here in the PVL? Jamie and Ayel?
Well, Jana, thank you so much for that report. We love this new era for Bella Belen, and she has provided so much stability and also comfort,
Right.
I would say, for the Capital One Solar Spikers.
And despite being a rookie, she has provided that stable presence and leadership. But right now, Solar Spikers trailing by 6 points. Not the kind of start they want.
Ronquillo. And that one sails outside for the Galleries Tower Highrisers.
It's a chance right now for the Solar Spikers to bring back their rhythm. Good serve, but a better pass and a middle activation. Solar Spikers give away a chance ball. Coronel to Yelena.
Oh,
Right on the line.
that's a combination play for Galleries, and you could see the fight that they have in this game. Julia Coronel, laser focused this game.
Everything going well so far for the Highrisers from offense to defense.
10 serving 4. Good serve by Baliton, targets Roma.
Ooh!
And Yelena
For Yelena.
blocks Layla Cruz. And perfect press and perfect timing on that one.
Yelena stepping up in the defense department as Coach Jorge has seen enough. So timeout for Capital One.
Which means they are open to take the Layla. So you play here. Why do you need the guy to hit just in front now? Use it. Okay? And the ball comes short, get it open again. We do. Guys, we need more than receive. We need to put the heart inside again. Go!
Capital One looking stiff in the
Yes.
start of set number 1. So Coach Jorge has to remind them to come down, and right now they will need better passing as Tolenada has been challenged with her playmaking. That's something Capital One also struggled in their game against Petrogas, their first ball.
No, they haven't recovered ever since that Cherry Tigo loss,
Yep.
that game that lasted in 5 sets. But as for Galleries, this is their last game here of the conference.
They're embracing this opportunity.
Ostero goes to Ronquillo. Julia goes for the reverse. It doesn't work. And Iris activates Rachel Ostero for that A-quick.
Finally, a middle activation and a conversion on the side of the Solar Spikers. Take a look at that. Great angle also coming from Ostero, perfectly avoiding assist that time.
And that's what Capital One needs to do, activate other players aside from Bitsenko and Bella Belen. Ooh.
Jean assist. Explosive right in the middle.
What a swing coming from her.
She has been the second leading scorer of the Highrisers this conference, next to Yelena.
Good serve by Isa. Bump set by Cruz. Free ball Capital. Katindik was there. And Julia goes for that 1-2 play.
As you mentioned earlier, Jamie, Coronel is locked in right now. So a well-timed 1-2 play. No one anticipated that on the side of the Solar Spikers. But Senko a bit late on that attempt.
Smart play by Julia.
Yep. Better pass this time coming from Bitsenko straight to Belen.
Oh!
The Highrisers has done their homework. They've slowed down Bella Belen. They've targeted Sasha Bitsenko in the first ball. Take a look at that.
No, and Ayel, also the difference with Capital, they started getting wins this conference. So that means the other teams are watching them even more.
Exactly, knowing their tendencies. So they give off another chance ball. Yelena, tip.
Ooh.
Pancake save is good, but no third touch on that sequence. This has been
What a game so far here.
all galleries so far. A 10-point lead, but no, they were initially going for a challenge, but they take that back, talking about the Highrisers.
Isa goes to Bitsenko. Free ball Capital. Katindig. And Julia goes to Yelena for that combination play.
The galleries playing with a lot of confidence right now. They have an 11-point lead as we enter our second technical timeout. Galleries Tower Highrisers again has been on the lead so far as Katindig been manning the defense.
And she's just been on point, going in zone 5, knowing the tendencies of Capital as Rachel Ostero goes for that tip. But I believe Galleries will now call their first challenge of the match.
Yep. That running attack of Ostero. They're saying that there was a net violation.
And a yell, take a look at the score. 16-6 in favor of Galleries.
It is a big lead. The
Huge.
Highrisers were able to build.
And of course, Capital entering the next phase, the quarterfinals that starts already on Monday. You want to win today
Yep.
to carry over that momentum.
And that confidence as well. Yep,
There is a net fault.
very clear that time. The point will stay with the Highrisers.
Isa Jimenez on deck.
Harris and Coach Jorge still trying to talk to her first referee. Now they were trying to argue that the ball was already on the floor before Rachel Ostero touched the
Right.
net, because if that did happen, it's supposed to be a replay of the point, but
That's a fair question
Yep.
to ask. Isa. Costa Rica. And Iris activates Ostero for that slide. But that is too wide for Rachel Ostero.
Timeout, Capital One.
Timeout Capital.
Receive his back. You play.
Okay,
That's
okay,
it.
isa-isa lang.
I don't know what you want to do from here, but now it is.
Point, point, point,
Okay?
point, point, point. Laban, 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 laban! Point! Point, 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 point.
Take a look at that score, 18-5, and Capital just unable to get that side out. And Galleries AL just on point today.
Isa Jimenez.
Capital One continues to struggle here, and the Highrisers just capitalizing on that. But they will give away a free point here, talking about the Highrisers of that service error of Isa Jimenez. But Capital One, they will need to make a run here. They can't afford exchanging points with this kind of score.
Drill Singh. But then Big was there. Julia goes to Jean Assis. And that tip sails outside.
Good intention coming from Assis. She knew that there was no one behind the blockers, just couldn't put the ball in. Another 1-2 from Coronel, this time saved by Doromal. Bitsenko will try. And between Ronquillo and Katindig that time. Capital One with an opportunity to make a run with Sasha Bitsenko
Just
in the
colliding.
front row.
That's right. Just colliding.
Good pass from Elena. Yelena will try. Right at zone 5, finding that hole on the floor defense of the Highrisers.
Take a look at this.
Yep, good set coming from Coronel.
A good spot for Tjuvic. So far, so good for Galleries. Yelena goes to Singh. Iris goes to the left pin. And Bitsenko, once again, is denied.
Again, the Highrisers have done a good job slowing down Bitsenko and Belen, limiting their points here.
And no coverage as well.
Yep, on the side of Solar Spikers. Ikayandok on the court for Iris Tolenada.
that sails outside.
Yep, another service error on the side of the Highrisers.
But they have a cushion here in set number 1.
Now serving
Coach
Rachel
Jorge
Montero.
Ayel having to have a few substitutions
Yep.
already in set number 1, trying to make it work.
Right. Changing some players, hoping he could get a spark plug or a
Yes.
game changer.
Now serving Shola Alvarez.
Alvarez goes to Isa. Julia already out on her knees and it works for Ronquillo.
Oh, Ronquillo didn't even have to go for a full
Right.
swing that time, just knowing where to place the ball, making Jarrell Singh work.
For the Highrisers, G.
All about
Mahasi.
placement.
Good off speed at that.
On point.
Ooh, good pass. Bitsenko will try again. Dug by Ronquillo. Yelena.
Oh!
Off-speed attack good
It
for
seems
Yelena.
like
Field it.
the Highrisers know the weak spots on the floor
Yes.
defense of Capital One, and they continue to attack that. But you have to credit their good defense as well. Talking about the Highrisers.
And the last time I've seen Galleries play like this was probably the All-Filipino
Yep.
Conference.
Playing with more rhythm.
Yes, but Senko pushes it out. And Julia goes to Ronquillo. That's a bit too short for Ronquillo.
Yep. Wanting to utilize a smaller blocker in Yandok, but that won't work for Ronquillo.
Serving for Capital One, Nika Yandok.
Good serve. Ronquillo with the tip. Leila Cruz is denied once again. Baliston on point so far here in set number 1.
Blocking has been a key factor here
Yes.
for the Highrisers. Anyone they set up, the Highrisers able to close down Bella Belen, Sasha Bitsenko. That time, Leila Cruz.
Full front row for Galleries. Singh goes to Yandok, and that's a bit too low.
Yep, too low for Pia Abu, forcing her to commit that error. So, Galleries Tower Highrisers already at set points.
Serving for the set, Julia Coronel.
Good serve by Julia. And Bitsenko off the block.
This time not avoiding the blockers. Trying to go in between, breaking the hands.
What a swing by Bitsenko.
No room for errors for the Solar Spikers.
Good serve. Julia goes to Ronquillo. Blocked at the net. Jimenez goes for a tip. And it doesn't work for Galleries.
Capital One still alive. Making a run right now. But they definitely don't have enough cushion here.
Yes. They have to play perfect volleyball now here in set number 1. Bitsenko goes to Katindig. And Baliton goes for the beat quick. Yandok chases it. And Julia goes to Rosell, mistiming that one. Yandok to Belen. Defense was there. Yandok goes to Bitsenko.
Long rally.
Isa had to adjust. But there's no touch on that block.
Block touch challenge on the side of the Highrisers. Some fight shown here on the side of Capital One. It could be a little bit too late with this big lead the Highrisers are able to build.
There is a block touch, so the point will be rewarded to the Galleries Tower Highrisers.
Highrisers able to control and lead all the way. Great team effort coming from the Highrisers. As you see, this point is brought to you by Myra.
Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion.
Highrisers taking set number 1. Let's see if Capital One can able to bounce back in set number 2.
25-12 in favor of the Galleries Tower Highrisers. And this is no surprise to us, Ayel, because this is the last match for the Galleries Tower Highrisers. From start to finish, they have that laser focus, and you saw it in set number 1.
Yep, everyone coming alive, everyone chipping in points for the Highrisers. Julia Cornell able to orchestrate the offense smoothly, and it did show in their efficiency, 32% spiking efficiency for the Highrisers. Meanwhile, only 16% spiking efficiency for Capital One, and the Highrisers fared better in terms of attacking. They have 11 against the 6 of the Solar Spikers, but as we mentioned all throughout set number 1, blocking has been key. 7 kill blocks against the 1 of the Solar Spikers, and both teams almost with the same number of errors. The Highrisers did a good job slowing down Sasha Bitsenko. Bella Belen, so far leading scorer is Bitsenko, only with 4 points.
And also looking at the stats right now, so far Bella Belen with no points, which is unheard of, which just goes to show the Galleries, like you mentioned earlier, knows the tendencies. They have done their homework.
And also, everyone's locked in. They are led by the 7 points of Yelena, but the scores has been spread out. Baliton, Ronquillo, Coronel also with some contributions, especially with those 1-2 plays. Serving also has been strong on the side of the Highrisers, putting Capital One out of system.
And you could see with the aura of Capital One, they so far have had 2 back-to-back losses. I mentioned earlier that loss against Cherry Tigo that lasted in 5 sets. It looked like it was going their way, but this is a test now for Capital if they can let it go and focus on the game at hand.
Yep. Composure is gonna be key here in set number 2 for the Solar Spikers.
All right, set number 2. Capital One versus the Galleries Tower Highrisers. Got Bella Belen starting things off for Capital One. Belen targets Yelena. Julia, set is a bit too low for Ronquillo. Ostera goes for the bump set. Free ball by Capital. And Ronquillo goes to Belen. Tolenada, left pin activated in Betseco. And she gets the point for her team.
Sasha Bitsenko fires up in the first point for the Solar Spikers, going above the blockers, going in between that time.
That's a good spot for Sasha.
Good pass. Yelena from the back row, dug by Cruz. Belen from the back row as well, with some help from the net.
And this is a strong start for the Capital One Solar Spikers. So far, that is Belen's first point of the match. Belen, same target, Yelena. Julia with the 1-2 play, doesn't work. Ostera with the tip, and that goes outside.
Too wide on the tip for Ostero. Good pass coming from Rika to Bitsenko. Dug again by Ronquillo. This time Ronquillo going off the hands. As we go to Jana Ejido for her report.
Hey, Jamie and Ayel with the Galleries Tower Highrisers earning such a dominant set 1 win just a while ago. Yelena Svijovic, their reinforcement, is proving that she is a force to be reckoned with this afternoon. Ahead of her swan song today, Yelena told me a while ago that after she wraps up the conference and her entire stay in the Philippines, she's gonna go back to Europe and have a really good rest. Though she hopes to get back to playing some more volleyball in perhaps the next month or so. She's surely gonna miss the bond she had with Galleries despite such a short time she's had here, but there's still time to make up for it as we tune in to set 2 with Capital up by 1.
And, thank you, Jana, and the Highrisers able to stay true and them embracing the last opportunity they have to get the win, because right now they're able to get the rhythm back and tie things up with the Solar Spikers.
They are locked in this game. Good serve by Ronquillo. Iris pushes it to Bitsenko. And what a swing by Sasha Fierce.
Sasha just carrying the bigger load of scoring right now, perfectly avoiding the hands of Jimenez. Felinada exclusively going to Bitsenko in the past few sequences.
That's a good serve.
We will need more of that. Strong serves coming from the Solar Spikers.
Service ace by Iris Tolenada. And that serve just dropped in between Katindig and Yelena. Same target. Julia goes to Isa. And she is up against a tall wall by Bitsenko.
Oh, Bitsenko already there. Hands were pressed in as you see this tibay defensive play of the set is brought to you by Elastosil.
Salyado ang bubong, anuman pangahon.
Point goes for the Solar Spikers.
Capital One with a 4-point lead right now. Tolenada continues to serve. Reverses to Jimenez.
Oh, and it works!
Off the hand
For Isa Jimenez.
Targeting the weaker hand of Bitsenko. Take a second look on that. No coverage as well for the Solar Spikers.
4 serving 7. Belen has been the target and Iris pushes it to the left pin. Defense was there, Ronquillo. And Jean Assis goes for a tip. Rico was there. Free ball Capital.
Ooh, Jean Assis activated right in the middle. Highrisers looking organized right now.
That's a good play by Julia Coronel, activating Jean Assis.
Service error coming from Baliton. As we enter our first technical timeout, Capital One up by 3 points.
Sasha Bitsenko now serving for Capital One.
Oh, we have Celeste Cortesi, Miss Universe 2022, and Milka Romero, of course,
Always
supporting,
present.
of
Yep.
course.
Good dig from Rika. Belen still slowed down. Jimenez blocked, but coverage was there. Oh, but the point will go to Capital One. Double contact will be called on Jimenez. This time it's the Highrisers playing catch up against the Solar Spikers, who are playing with more rhythm in the set. But they give away a free ball, a free point rather. Sacha Bitsenko with a service error.
Now serving for Galleries Tower, Isa Jimenez.
Isa Jimenez on deck. Goes to Rika. Bump set by Bitsenko. And that's off the block for Bella Belen.
That's just a third point of Bella Belen.
Abu.
Good serve coming from Pia Abu.
That's an ace for Pia Abu.
And a better showing here for the Capital One Solar Spikers. Pia Abu targeting Tijovic for that service ace. Pia Abu, same target. Julia with the 1-2 play. Cruz was there. The free ball by Capital. Slide attack by Jean Assis, and it works!
Jean Assis with her classic running attack. Straight to Iris Tolenada, who was out of position that time. She tried to save that one, but Bitsenko also could not get that second touch. Good pass. Reverses to Cruz.
Ooh. Fair touch.
Highrisers say that there was no block touch, but seems like Solar Spikers is convinced
Yes.
that there was, so they will call for this challenge. Block touch challenge.
They were sure that there was a block touch on the attack of Layla Cruz.
One thing on the side of the Highrisers. Yep. Too high that time, so no block touch.
Also lack of first action as well by Layla Cruz. So that is an unsuccessful challenge.
And slowly but surely here, the Highrisers able to trim down the lead of the Solar Spikers.
Yelena goes short. Ostero was there, overpass. Cornell goes to Jean Assis for that slide. And Belen is denied once again.
Bella Belen has been studied by the Highrisers. She has been slowed down all throughout so far. Timeout, Capital One.
I'm telling you, you know, they're studying both of you. They have two guys here. You do tres, or if you come to the open, you don't spike cross because the guys are there. You just use one time, Julia, and it's okay. You can drop behind, you can drop 8, but you have to play, okay? So give more time for her to spike the ball, not fast. Leila, long, don't need to be strong. Long, start again, drop.
Still serving for Galleries Tower, Yelena Shviovic.
Capital One is still on the lead.
It's a good serve. Ronquillo goes cross. Ostero goes for that tip. Isa was there. And Jean Assis goes for that power tip against Rachel Ostero.
Jean Assis has been a bright spot here for the Highrisers in the set number 2. Playing with high efficiency so far. Power tip will work for Assis.
10-11 is our score.
Yep, only a 1-point lead now.
It's a good serve. Belen goes down the line. Coronel activates Yelena. Coronel goes to Ronquillo with the help of the net. And Iris goes to Bella Belen. And yes, that is off the block.
Yep, Coronel also admitting for that. Let's take a second look on that. Bella Belen using the hands of Coronel to get that point. They will need that to get this 2-point lead after a good run from the Highrisers. Fast low to Ronquillo.
Off the hands for France Ronquillo.
And what a smart play by France Ronquillo.
Right, great decision
Yes.
making so far coming from the attackers, knowing what exactly to do in each scenario.
And they're also thinking fast.
Yep, right. And the sets are also fast.
Yes. Overpass by Belen, and that's inside for Bella Belen. That is her 5th point of the match.
Right. A missed opportunity there on the side of the Highrisers to equalize after a missed time from that regalo.
Good serve.
Yelena. Back row as well for Bella. Dug by Jimenez. Ronquillo will try this time.
Oh!
She has got the hot hands right
Yes.
now. A power tip earlier this time, breaking through the hands of the Solar Spikers.
And Ronquillo just using her smarts against that triple wall of capital. Julia goes short. And that is a bit too short, so the point will be rewarded to Capital.
1 point, 1 mistake has been the story so far for the Highrisers.
Serving the Capital One, Rachel Ostero.
Ostero up to serve. Yelena with a good pass. Coronel reverses. Ronquillo could not find the line that time.
Ball in, ball out challenge.
Challenge here. Again, the only challenge they have left.
Yes.
They had a successful challenge earlier on the block touch challenge, but they will take the risk on this one. It was the Highrisers rather calling this one. Ball in, ball out.
That is inside. Galleries, Tower, Highrisers just jumping up and down.
They will need that point as Capital One is still on the lead.
Ronquillo, what a serve to Bella Belen, overpass. And Yelena being aggressive at the net for Galleries, Tower, Highrisers.
Right now, we have a deadlock, 14 all. Highrisers playing with a lot
Yes.
of grit in this match. Bitsenko.
Oh,
Ooh.
well, Julia Cornell was at the right spot.
Yep. Just couldn't contain the power on that attack of Sasha Bitsenko. She tried to put it up. Talking about Coronel.
Good receive by Ronquillo. Set is a bit too low for Baliton. Yelena. Iris is there. And that's a good hustle by Layla Cruz.
Yep.
15 all.
Not enough space for Cruz to actually chase
Yes,
that ball.
we're also in the way.
Yep. Sorry. Take a look at that. She tried her best, but she had to stop. 15 all. Tighter set this time.
Good serve. Iris is in the back row.
Yep, she is. So, overreaching violation called on Iris Tolenada. Galleries Tower Highrisers up by a point in her second technical timeout.
The first ever FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup is happening from November 21 to December 7 at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. Visit FIFA.com/tickets for more details, or you can watch it live via the Pilipinas Live app, One Sports, One Sports Plus, and RPTV.
Another World Cup in the Philippines.
Exciting.
Make sure to support our team.
Exciting times for... And that sails outside for Sasha Bitsenko. And Galleries up by 1 now.
Now serving Isa Jimenez.
After leading almost all throughout the set, Capital One down by a point.
It's a good serve by Isa to Bitsenko. Belen goes cross. Defense was there in Ronquillo. Yelena goes for a tip. Iris to Belen. She's blocked, but there was coverage this time. And Belen tries to change it up and go down the line. Belen very firm with that challenge.
Yep. Ball in, ball out challenge. The challenge we have left. But so far, Bella Belen with only 4 points. Bitsenko leading the way with 8.
And keep in mind, in set number 1, Galleries totaled 7 blocks,
Yep.
which is very high. And, Galleries just playing loosely. Up, that is inside for the number 1 draft pick,
Yep.
Bella Belen.
She knew, she was sure.
17 all.
Bella Belen starting to heat up here. They will need more of her.
Serving for Capital One, Pia Abu.
Piabu on the service line.
It's a good serve. Bump set by Coronel, and Yelena goes across right behind Pia Abu.
Oh, that's a 10th point of Yelena. Entering the double digits. We talked about her on top of the coverage. She needs to bring her A game for Galleries to get the win. And so far,
Yes.
so good for Yelena. Yelena from the back row. Dug by Tolenada. Out of system. A push from Coronel. Coronel to Asis.
Running attack good for
When you
Jean
see Asis go for that running attack, you know it's gonna be a point for the Highrisers.
Timeout, Capital
As
One.
Capital One calls for another timeout.
You are 5. You are position 2. Setter 5. We go for that. Do it time. We need the time. Throw long. Okay? The short ball, throw long. Give us time for us to block. Commit to the guys here. Elena take short and spike long. So we go for that. Okay? Nice one.
Replay of that running attack earlier of Jean Asis. Cueing Coach Jorge to call for the timeout. A very technical one that time.
And that's her specialty
Yep.
ever since.
Yep.
Since
the
her
UAP days.
yes,
Yep.
her FEU days, and she is just elevating the offense here for Galleries. As Yelena targets Bella Belen. Back row by Bitsenko. And Belen had to adjust, and it worked.
Defense for Micaela Belen.
Bella Belen finally finding the seams, finding the right angles. Also, a big gap in between that time.
So a disorganized block, I would say, by Galleries.
And more in system sets coming from Tolenada. Coronel to Ronquillo.
Oh,
Over the
Great
defense
adjustment
for
coming
Yes.
from Ronquillo. Fast low. She wasn't able to be in the right position that time, talking about Ronquillo, but still enough length to get a touch on that ball.
and Capital not anticipating
Yep.
what will happen, just like that
Yep,
one.
on cue. On cue, si Jamie. But Ash is going strong on that serve with a bit of help from the net, so that also disrupted the timing of the
Yes.
passers on the side of Capital One.
And Galleries just bringing their A game here, up by 3. 21 serving 18.
A lot of players coming off the bench. Estrella, Niegos, and Yandok on the court for Capital One.
Just too strong for Jean Asis.
Yep, and you saw the reaction after that. She was so frustrated because right now for both teams, they could not afford errors like those. We're already in the tail end of set number 2, and it's still a close match.
Belen with 6 points. She goes to Isa, bump set by Katindig. And Capital gets a block on France Ronquillo.
An instant impact for Niegos and Estrella coming off the bench, closing down Ronquillo right away. Niegos will be credited that kill block. Could they be the spark plugs here?
Maybe.
Oof. Bella Belen serving, but we've got a timeout here from the Highrisers.
This is to cool down. Okay? That jump sub, she's sending it between 5 and 6. So we have to be careful on that side, right? Yeah. And then if it's a good pass, go quick. Yeah. Yeah, what? Yeah. Yeah, relax guys. Yeah.
Just relax and enjoy.
We just need that pass, yeah.
Let's go,
Coach Godfrey Okumo reminding his girls to relax. They are doing well,
Yes.
but they need to recompose themselves as the Capital One trying to inch back and try to equalize.
And you mentioned we're at the tail end
Yep.
now of set number 2. You cannot afford any mistakes now. Belen goes to Yelena. That's a shoot set to Ronquillo. And the point will be rewarded to the Galleries Tower Highrisers.
4 touches.
Yes.
Will be called on the Solar Spikers. So good timeout there coming from the Highrisers. Good response after the timeout. Out of system to Bitsenko. Katindig was there. Yandok to Bitsenko again. Blocked on the second try. Coronel reverses to Jimenez. Jimenez finding zone 5 open. Back-to-back points here for the Highrisers.
That was a good timeout by Coach earlier. He did mention that the timeout was a breather for them.
Right.
And they need this. Cornell already with 3 points. Goes to Rika. Yandok to Bitsenko. And just using her height. Guiding that ball down the line.
Now Bitsenko from that approach, you could see how badly she wanted that point. Much needed on the side of Capital One. Zone 1 open for Bitsenko.
Good serve, and that's inside.
And a miscue between Ronquillo and Katindig.
You know, it's very important when you're in the 20 mark. Even if you think the ball is outside, you should still get it.
Yep. You stay committed in every movement on the court. Better pass this time. Ronquillo. Baliton will score that point. Ronquillo was blocked, but good coverage on the side of the Highrisers.
And Julia Coronel, just knowing who to set at the right time, she knew the block was delayed for Capital One. And the Galleries Tower Highrisers at set points.
Serving for the set, Franz Ronquillo.
And Highrisers with a complete front row with Yelena, Baliton, and Jimenez. Ooh. Another error on the service line.
That was crucial.
Yep. Opening a window of opportunity for Capital One to equalize and extend the set.
You have the original first 6 back in, Leila Cruz and Iris Tolanada. You have a full front row now for Capital One.
Yep, and Tolanada also one of the lethal servers on the side of the Solar Spikers.
Goes short to Baliton.
Ooh. Coronel rushing that time, a bit too low on that set to Baliton. Not enough space for her to adjust.
And also not the right timing to set Baliton.
Yep.
The blockers were already crunched up.
Timeout. Highrisers.
She's going to stop short again. Okay? She's going to stop that ball short or just watch it. And then at 6 in 6 or 3 or 5 and 4. It's not complicated. Again, let us not be in a hurry. She took the ball in a haste. You're also in a haste. No. Take your time.
Coach Okumo saying it perfectly in that timeout. Do not rush your movements, especially in that last sequence that tied the set here 24-all.
So serving Iris
Right now,
Tolenada.
both teams feeling the pressure. Tolenada still on the service line.
Yelena. That's off the block. Defense was there, Enrica.
Off the block for Sasha.
That is off the block for Sasha.
Putting Capital One at set point with an
Capital One is now at
opportunity
set
to
point.
equalize.
Serving for the set, Iris Tolenada.
Pressure pack moments here.
Yep. Ooh. Chance to finish for Capital One. Not yet. Yelena with a swing. Rally still ongoing. Coronel reverses to Jimenez. Rica with another good dig. Bitsenko. Good save. Colenada again back to Bitsenko. Katindig. Spectacular defense. Yelena with a tip. Bitsenko with a good swing. Coronel to Jimenez. Blocked.
Isa Jimenez off the block.
But that will be called out.
25 all here in set number 2.
Great hustle from both teams. Peter Romero already standing up.
Yes. She can feel it. Baliton goes to Belen. Sasha up in the air. Baliton was there for that dig.
Sasha Bitsenko.
No surprise to us. You have the height.
It was a regalo straight to Sasha Bitsenko after that good attack.
We have a challenge of Galleries Tower for reaching beyond the net.
We have a challenge.
Yep. Reaching beyond challenge from the Galleries Tower Highrisers.
See the video challenge.
That's very clear. The ball was already on the side of the Solar Spikers.
Serving for the set, Sasha Bitsenko.
Capital One at set point.
Belen in the front row now for Capital. Could serve to Yelena. Good set. That's a good strategy by Julia Coronel, going for that reverse set.
Opposite setting there for Julia Coronel. Only one blocker and a late block for Isa Jimenez.
The rainbow set to the right pin. Smart play by Coronel.
Bella will try and she will score. Going down the line. Great exchanges here in the tail end of set number 2.
And Bella Belen not smiling after that one. Game face on. We have Alvarez now in for Capital.
Serving for the set, Shola
Usually the
Alvarez.
serving specialist coming off the bench. Good serve.
Yelena playing it smart. Going for the tip, seeing that big hole. Good set as well coming from Katindig.
27 all here in set number 2.
Keep on going.
Yelena. Belen to Iris.
Bella Belen is on fire right now. Couple of points coming from her here in the tail end.
She's feeling it here, set number 2.
Another set point for Capital One.
Good serve, Julia. Goes to Ronquillo.
Good dig.
Bitsenko was there. Belen is blocked. Niegas was there for the coverage. Belen having to adjust. Ronquillo goes down the line. Cruz was there and a tip by Belen. Julia, 1-2 play. And Belen is blocked. Coverage was there by Iris. Free ball by Capital.
that's it for Capital One. Great effort coming from both teams. Bella Belen blocked a couple of times, but Capital One prevailing. This point is brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion. Capital One able to get set number 2, 27-29. Set 3 when you return. Welcome back. Capital One able to tie things up with the Galleries Tower Highrisers in that extended set number 2. The Highrisers able to keep up with a good start of Capital One, but in the tail end, Capital One found back the rhythm. Bella Belen, Sasha Bitsenko able to step up in terms of scoring.
Well, they had that finishing kick that they needed in set number 1. Iris Tolenada activating Bitsenko in the front row, in the back row, and Bella Belen just target practice for her down the line. Let's discuss the set 2 stats here. Galleries Tower Highrisers with 19 attacks and 14 for the Capital One Solar Spikers. But the difference here for Capital compared to set number 1 are the 4 blocks and 4 aces that they have. They did not have that. They did not show that in set number 1, because when looking at the stats, the Galleries actually tallied 5 more attacks in set number 2.
Yep. And for the Highrisers also, they had 7 kill blocks in set number 1, a big factor why they were able to get the lead and limit the scoring of Bella Belen and Sasha Bitsenko, but Capital One able to adjust quickly. Bella Belen in the tail end fired up a couple of points in the down the line angle, and it was all about composure and staying determined for Capital One that allowed them to get set number 2. So We've equalized here in this match, and we talked about this on top of the coverage. We are pretty sure that both teams will give, a good fight.
Yes.
Last chance for Capital One to get back to the winning column after back-to-back losses. They want that win to have that confidence for the quarterfinals,
Yes.
but Galleries Tower Highrisers a last chance to get their first win of the conference. So they want to end strong here in the reinforced conference.
And like you mentioned, AL, Capital just wanting to win so they could carry over that momentum for the quarterfinals that starts already this Monday. But we still have to wait actually for Petrogas to play later on.
So this is all about positioning for Capital One. The reason why they want to get a win, they have an opportunity to finish in the 7th seed depending on the results of the game of Petrogas and PLDT later on this afternoon.
And for the quarterfinals, the pairings, the usual 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7. So
you don't want to be in the 8th, for sure.
You don't want to be the 8th because you will play up against the Zeus Coffee Thunderbells.
Set number 3 on the way. An important set to get the advantage. Julia Coronel on the service line. Nika Yandok.
Ooh.
Nika Yandok will start for this set. Iris Tolinada will come off the bench. As you mentioned, perfect set and a perfect attack coming from Sasha Bitsenko.
Coach Jorge just wanting to activate Nika Yandok just to change things and change the offense. Ostero. And Julia pushes it to the left pin, and Isa Belen was there. Bitsenko goes cross.
Back-to-back points for Sasha Bitsenko to start things off here in set number 3.
13 points for Sasha.
Clean attack that time. Connecting well with Nika Yandok.
Good serve.
From the back row,
Yelena from the back row will get a point for the Highrisers. Good swing, good target that time. Ostero also not stable on the floor defense.
Conquilio. Belen has been the target. Yandok goes to Bitsenko. France was there. Yelena goes down the line. Cruz at the right spot. Pancho. And Bitsenko goes for the power tip. Bump set by Katindig. And a block by Niegos.
Again, Niegos coming off the bench in set number 2. Created an impact right away by getting a kill block. And this time, closing down Yelena. Free ball. Ooh, Yelena still tried to go for an attack, but could not get a good contact. So, attack error. Capital One starting strong. 4-1.
All smiles from the bench of Capital. Yandok. That one sails outside. The point will be rewarded to Galleries Tower Highrisers.
Both teams exchanging service errors.
Galleries Tower, Rosel Baliton.
Good serve.
Ooh! Wow.
Good swing by Niegos.
And a strong attack, really. All power on that quick attack of Niegos.
And we haven't seen that.
Yep.
We're already in set number 3. We have not seen that swing from Niegos. Bitsenko. Goes to Katindig. Combination play by Galleries. But there's a net touch by Layla Cruz.
Yep. So point will be rewarded to the Highrisers. A slower start here for both teams.
Good serve by Isa. Nice sets from Nikki Yandok.
Oh, but Bella Belen will be blocked that time. This Tibay defensive play of the set is brought to you by Elastosil, Silyado ang bubong, anumang panahon. Blocking will be key for the Highrisers in this set. Ooh. Bella Belen with a clean attack going down the line.
That was a solid swing. And a good tandem we're seeing by Yandok, getting a lot of playing time here in this match.
Smoothly orchestrating the offense of the Solar Spikers.
Good serve by Niegos. Cornell goes to Yelena and a tip. Bitsenko to Belen. Belen goes cross. Katindig was there and Yelena is blocked by Ostero and Layla Cruz.
Rude with the right timing on that block of Yelena.
Good receive by Katindig. Assist was blocked by Ostero. Julia activated from the right pin. Belen having to adjust. And Nika Yandok a bit too late on that reaction.
Right, because Jean Assis was actually slowed down by the block of Bella Belen. Take a look at that. But no quick reactions on the side of Capital One. Ooh, another service error for the Highrisers as Capital One up by 3 points in the first technical timeout.
The Capital One Solar Spikers are up by 3 points against the Galleries Tower Highrisers here in set number 3 of the last day of our preliminaries. And well, the quarterfinals is looming around on Monday for the Solar Spikers. And Roma Doramal shared with me that the team is remaining very present and taking it one game at a time. She also shared about her role being a libero has been very tricky over the course of the reinforced conference, digging all these hits from the reinforcements. And Roma says as much as she tries not to think about it, she always wants to prove herself as a stable source of support for the team and do her role well. I guess that set to win must be a boost of confidence for her and the team. Jamie and Ayel.
Thank you so much, Jana, for your report. I mean, yeah, that's a good mindset to have for Roma Doramal. She knows that Rica Pancho is playing on her behalf, but just having that positive mindset is super solid, and that's what Capital needs entering the quarterfinals.
Especially that it's gonna be a single game match.
Right.
Not have enough room for, you know, all the doubts and the bad game. You wake up and you have to make
Show
sure.
up.
Yep.
Wake up and show up.
Right.
Jinx. Good swing by Bitsenko. Jean Assis was there. And Francis asking for a touch. Nope. That swing is outside.
But they will challenge this one. Even Coach Okumo seems convinced that there was a block touch.
9-7 is our score here in favor of Capital One. So far, Nika Yandok doing a good job starting here in set number 3.
Balanced playmaking so far coming from Nika Yandok.
There is no block touch.
So unsuccessful challenge for the Highrisers. Capital One again leading and controlling here in the start of set number 3.
Good serve by Belen. Isa. Ronquillo goes to zone 6. And Bitsenko just guiding that one down the line. I mean, she has the height, she has the might.
Exactly. And she's quick to adjust. Out of system set, not the best sets, but still able to find that angle and very precise on that attack. Yep. Service error there for Bella Belen. But Capital One still with a 2-point lead.
8 serving 10. Good serve by Coronel. Bitsenko up in the air, off speed. Ronquillo was there. That was a bit too low from Julia.
Yep. But Ronquillo knowing exactly what to do that time. Did not force a power attack, seeing a hole and utilizing that one. Enough ball control there from Coronel. From Ronquillo rather. Ooh. Yeah, we saw it from our perspective. That was a good idea coming from Yandok just to surprise the Highrisers and disorganize their defense, but too short that time.
Too short, and I believe Nika Yandok jumped a bit too late.
Yep, right.
Good set. Jinx. And that's inside. Oh.
Captain, magkano na. In a nice way, in a nice way. May nakita ka? Pero
Oo, nagkamali ako akin.
Sige. Okay, Captain. Kinarify na natin sa line judge. Bibigyan natin puntos ball out siya.
Hindi daw po niya nakita?
Hindi siya. Mali ang judgment niya.
Ball out.
So that block touch went outside.
Yep. So point will stay with the Solar Spikers.
Service Alcero.
Ostero got
too
a bit too excited. Still no whistle.
Serve.
Isa Jimenez has been comfortable going down the line in this match. This time from the left pin, seeing that gap between Yandok and the antenna.
7 points already for Isa Jimenez.
Yandok saving that one. Chance ball given away by Capital One. Yelena, good swing but good stretch coming from Belen. Yelena will try again. And she will score this time. Leila Cruz out of position, caught off guard on the defense.
Scrappy plays between both squads. Belen getting that down the line. But Layla Cruz unable to handle that swing.
Ronquillo still on the service line.
Good serve to Bitsenko. That's a good set. Off the block. Belen was there to chase that one. And Bitsenko goes down the line to Coronel.
And you mentioned this earlier, Jamie. She has the height, she has the length. She doesn't need to have to go for a full swing. She can easily choose her angles, that time going down the line. 12 all. Good pass from Katindig. Oh, too low. But Baliton able to get that. And a net touch violation will be called on Niegos. So point will go to the Highrisers.
12 all here. It's set number 3. We have Carly Hernandez into serve.
Serving for the Highrisers, Carly Hernandez.
Good serve by Carly, targeting Rika. Bitsenko.
Off the block for Sasha Bitsenko.
Sasha Bitsenko starting to be a scoring machine in this match. We're not surprised.
Yes.
It was a bit of a slow start for Sasha Bitsenko, but right now she is playing with high efficiency.
She's slowly loading.
Yep.
Here in set number 3, 13 all. Bitsenko.
Ooh.
And that's inside for the Capital One Solar Spikers.
That dropped right at zone 1. It looked like it was gonna sail out. But well calculated serve coming from Sasha Bitsenko.
Good receive.
Ooh. Pancake saves, keeping the rally alive. Back row for Sasha. 1 set, 1 point for Sasha Bitsenko. And that's the story of the game right now for Capital One. And Mika Yindok just maximizing the reinforced player.
I'm also noticing with Galleries, the set of Coronel looks a bit too low to the left pin.
Especially for the middles, and the left pin.
Good serve by Bitsenko. Carly with a good reception. Julia goes to the right pin. Niegos was there. Back row activated, but a bit too low.
Right. Awkward set also going to Sasha Bitsenko.
Service, Jimenez.
It's just a 1 point lead now for Capital One. Should set to Belen. And that push will work.
Off the hands for Micaela Belen.
Micaela Belen quick to adjust as they enter the second technical timeout.
To Tia and Daya supporting the PVL. The Chocomucho Flying Titans unable to extend their campaign here for the reinforced conference. Ooh. Still good.
Blocked there, Bella Belen. So chance ball given away by Capital One. Running attack. Dug by Niegos. Again for Asis.
Off the block, Jean Asis.
And a point on that second attempt of Jean Asis.
That's a good swing. Another slide attack by Julia Coronel and Jean Asis.
And you love how Julia Coronel went back to Asis again to give her a chance to convert.
Yes. Just finding that open space in between the block. Yelena already with 14 points. And that serve goes short.
Yelena also rushing on that serve. A bit low on the toss.
We have Alvarez back in to serve for Capital.
Good pass from Yelena.
Oh!
Point for Capital One.
Bella Belen, knowing how Jean Asis will go for that slide attack.
Look at that.
They went head-to-head since their collegiate days, so there's familiarity on that.
Belen already with 11 points. Alvarez goes to Yelena. Julia to Ronquillo. Belen having to adjust. And that's a smart play by Julia Coronel activating Jean Asis.
Yep, going for a quicker play while Capital One was still reorganizing their floor defense. But the Highrisers still playing catch up here. 16 serving 18.
Good receive. Belen going everywhere from the middle to the right pin this time.
And Nika Yedok knows exactly where to put her. Combination play right in the middle, blocked, allowing her to go behind her, and that's where she scores.
And also making the set not too low to give her time to transition.
Right. Strong serve from Belen. Ronquillo with a toss, with a tip rather. Franz Ronquillo has fully utilized that zone behind the blockers.
And Alvarez not anticipating that tip by Galleries. Julia goes to Ostero.
Good set.
And Bitsenko off the block.
I have to credit Nika and Doc with her playmaking so far. She is in sync with the attackers, Bitsenko and Belen looking comfortable with her swings.
Timeout Galleries.
Over her. Just hit the ball down the line clean. Clean as, yeah. If you go over her, this is what they're waiting for. So we do the opposite. Either you down the line clean or in between clean. In the seam. Are we okay with that? So now we need that one pass. Okay? No, don't be in a hurry. Lastly, their combination is only one. High set. So we have to find that ball. Yeah.
Much needed timeout there on the side of the Galleries Tower Highrisers. Coach Godfrey Akumu giving them some technical instructions in terms of offense.
Good receive. Bitsenko with the tip. Free ball by Galleries. No, this is all because of the setting of Nika Yandok, changing things up for her team, and Niegos shining bright with those 8 quick attacks.
They have been the game changers here, Niegos and Yandok. So far, so good for Capital One here in the tail end.
That's a good set by Julia.
Ooh. But too much angle in that attack of Ronquillo. She wanted to avoid the hands of Sasha Bitsenko, forcing her to commit that error.
We're actually seeing Galleries lose a bit of energy, I would say, here in set number 3 compared to set number 1, and that's the true test, to sustain it all throughout.
Exactly. And Emnas on the court for Julia Coronel. A good set from Emnas to Jimenez. Explosive down the line attack that time.
Powering that around the block. Good serve. Yandok chasing that one. Good bump set to Bitsenko. And it works. Yandok on fire here in set number 3.
Exactly. Chasing, running for that ball, having that enough control to get that ball high enough for Bitsenko to go for that swing. Good pass from Katindig. Reverses to Jimenez. Straight to the net that time. Well, Jimenez had the right thing in mind to go off speed, but could not execute.
And Capital One at set point here. But now Galleries will call for time.
We are just making very, very many enforced errors. Okay? We say you cool down, slow down the ball, but you're hitting the ball in the net. It's not fair. It doesn't work. Okay? Yeah. So we can still get to them. Okay? We just need one good pass. But every time their import is given a ball, it's a high set. So we have to have timing. And then sweeper, you have to pull back here. You're staying in the middle. She's not set hitting the ball there. Yeah, but line of approach. Our line of approach is here. Yeah, where are we staying? Yeah.
Let's go!
Line of approach.
Specific instructions coming from Coach Godfrey Okumu, because at this point, the Highrisers has to be perfect in terms of execution.
Set point, Capital. And that's a bit too short for Nika Yandok.
3 point for the Highrisers. Good pass from Belen. Bitsenko, as expected, will finish set number 3 with another good swing and a good attack.
And this point is brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion.
Capital One able to get set 3 with the advantage right now. Let's see how the Highrisers will respond in set number 4.
And the Capital One Solar Spikers clinch set number 3. And what a way. You can see that they are smiling even more here in set number 3. Bella Belen, Leila Cruz, and Sasha Vitsenko pitching in. But I believe the game changer in set number 3, was Nika Yandong.
Yep, creating impact in terms of her playmaking from the get-go, orchestrating the offense smoothly. We've seen Sasha Bitsenko, Bella Belen looking more comfortable with her swings, and Niego's also well activated right in the middle. As you see the numbers on your screens, Solar Spikers out attacking the Highrisers. They have 15 against the 12 of the Highrisers, and they continue to fare better in terms of blocking. 3 kill blocks. Meanwhile, that has been the total difference here for the Highrisers after 7 kill blocks in set number 1. Right now, in the past few sets, only 1 kill block and 1 service ace apiece, and both teams almost with the same number of errors. But for the Solar Spikers, it has been their consistency and their sense of urgency that has allowed them to get the important points and to win the important moments. So right now, that's going to be a test of character once again for the Highrisers, as they find themselves in a must-win set if they want to get their first win of the conference.
No, and for Galleries, they can't go back to their old patterns.
Yep.
They are in this spot. But let's talk about that. The leading scores, Bitsenko with 22 points and Yelena already with 14 points. But going back to Galleries, this is the only time that they can step up. This is their only chance. And as for Capital, they still have the next phase of the conference, and they want to end on a high.
Yep. And for the Highrisers, they need to remember that they were able to get set number 1. They played in sync, they were cohesive. As you mentioned, they just need to get back to that, because right now, Capital One looking to close this out in 4 sets.
And Yegos, what is set number 3 for her with those quick attacks, and Nika Yandok just setting up the offense beautifully. And for Iris Solonada and of course Drell Singh, they need to stay ready. Coach Jorge might call them to come in set number 4. Belen goes to Yelena. Emnas to Ronquillo off the block. Bitsenko goes to zone 6. And Emnas pushes it to Baliton. Bitsenko goes down the line. And that's outside.
Will they call for an early challenge? Oh, no, they won't. No, they can't afford. They can't afford to lose a challenge this early of the set. And Emnas will start here in set number 4. Yandok to Bitsenko. Again, she has been utilizing that zone 5, but the Highrisers still not able to adjust.
That's corner pocket. And that's what we've seen with all the reinforcements, because they are so tall. They can target zone 1 and zone 5. Isa with the off speed, and Nika Yandok getting that block.
That tandem of Nika Yandok and Niegos able to close down the Highrisers. And Emnas bump sets to Ronquillo, dug by Belen. Reverses to the back row. And Emnas low that time. Yandok to Bitsenko. Great rebound there. Isa will try again. Blockers were also there. But Baliton had a sense of urgency to put that down. And we've got Yana Ihiro for some report.
Jamie and Ayel with Capital One needing just a set left to close this out. I was at the huddle earlier on the side of the Galleries Tower. Highrisers and Isa Jimenez led the team saying, let's extend this to 5 sets. Jean Assis was also heard yelling, Laban! And it just shows just how much they want to end their campaign well this afternoon. Jean particularly had a lot of learnings to pick up from her second conference here in the PVL, acknowledging her role within the team. She shared how game after game, even from on tour to the reinforced, she's glad that she is seeing some growth in her end, especially with her ates within the team. And now here in set number 4, let's see how the Galleries Tower Highrisers are going to respond.
Thank you so much, Jana, for your report. I mean, take a look at the score. It's 3-all now here in set number 4. Usually, Ayel, we know who might win.
Yep.
But with this type of game, both teams, completely different narrative, both wanting to win, of course, but with Galleries, they want to end their campaign on a high, and for Capital, they want to have that momentum entering the quarterfinals.
And so far, it has been the reinforced players really rallying their team in terms of scoring, as Yelena scoring another point for the Highrisers.
Rosell targets Rika. Free ball. And Nika Yandok is just smiling from ear to ear here in set number 4.
That was also a good touch coming from Leila Cruz, and Highrisers not anticipating that short return coming from Yandok. Good pass. Isa. Through the block that time.
Breaking that wall of Bella Belen in that sequence. Let's take a look at that one more time. It's a broken block by Niegos.
Both teams just exchanging points here in the start of set number 4.
It's a net touch by Jean Assis. 5-all. Served by Niegos. Emnas to Isa. That's an easy point for Isa Jimenez.
Exactly, seeing that donut hole and targeting that one. There was an attempt coming from Niegos, but wasn't good at the pancake save. Emnas to the middle, block that time.
It's a bit too low.
Yep. Ooh. Yep. And Emna scraping the white tape on her way down on the joust. Capital One celebrating every point here.
Backup dancers. Cruz goes to Yelena. The set is a bit too low from Emnas.
Yep. But Rogelio, like, again, knowing what to do with that set.
She can adjust to that shoot set of Emnas above that block of Yandok. Too strong by Jean Assis.
So another deadlock here. 7-all.
It's served by Belen. And Kelio goes down the line. Belen was there. And that sails outside. Point to Capital. First technical timeout. Coach Lodi on your screens for the Farm Fresh Foxies, who will take on the Cherry Tigo EV crossovers after this match. And of course, the PLDT high-speed hitters will go up against the Petrogas Angels for the main event at 6:30.
Big games for positioning.
Yes, very crucial.
Yep. Especially for PLDT. Obviously, they want the top seed. Good stretch from Cruz. Chance ball for the Highrisers.
But that's too low.
Yep.
Oh!
Wow. Yelena wasn't ready for that, so she went for the push. But that's where, you know, she plays it smart. Still a point for the Highrisers.
Rica Rivera, Pancho rather, not ready for the free ball. Those are wasted opportunities for Capital.
Good set. Ooh.
What a swing. Bitsenko going cross.
Katindig was there in the right spot to take that hit coming from Bitsenko, but just could not contain that attack. It's quite clear Bitsenko is on the roll right now.
That's outside.
Yep. Jimenez too wide on that attack, wanting to go down the line again. Capital One gaining some momentum here.
10 serving 8. With the help of the net. Ronquillo goes down the line. Joust at the net. Yandok goes to Bitsenko, and she's been on fire here.
Sasha Bitsenko just carrying the load and scoring for the Solar Spikers. 27 points so far coming from Sasha Bitsenko.
So smart play by Galleries, forcing the defense of Capital to move here.
Glenn could not get into zone 1 right on time for that dig. Ronquillo so far with 14 points and 3 service aces.
Good touch by Yandok. On a roll here in set number 4, Sasha Bitsenko. And Nika Yandok was able to get a touch on that attack as well.
Looks automatic at this point for Bitsenko to score. He's on a mission. Timeout, Galleries.
These balls, position 4 balls, these are the balls that are killing us. We are in a hurry to jump. We are jumping all over the place. And then when the ball is here, our defense here is broken. Totally broken completely. We have to decide who's taking this ball or who's taking this ball. We have to make that decision. Again, if the input is given, you stay in. If the lane is given, you move here and jump straight. Don't follow.
Go, go, go. Go!
And timing.
Galeries!
Timing.
Coach Okumo reminding them on how to organize their floor defense or their defense as a whole. If the attack gets through the net defense, there has to be a support on the floor.
That's right. Gilio. Baliton goes for that A quick. Bitsenko off speed this time. Yelena was there. Free ball by Galleries. And down the line she goes, switching angles this time.
And Yendok just fully maximizing this rotation with Sasha Bitsenko right at the front row, just collecting points again and again.
29 points for Sasha. That's a good receive by Yelena. Belen was there. Bitsenko up in the air. And that's off the block. Back-to-back points by Sasha Bitsenko.
Sasha Bitsenko unstoppable right now. Attacking all angles and all sides of the court.
A bit too low from Emnas. Bitsenko goes down the line. Emnas was there. Yelena down the line, and that's outside. And so far, the Capital One Solar Spikers gaining momentum here.
Nothing going well on the side of the Highrisers. A couple of attempts, but they're not able to convert it into a point. Maddie Madayag also present here at MOA Arena. Ooh, good save from Cruz. Wow.
Bitsenko just doing everything for the Capital One Solar Spikers. And this brings us to our second technical timeout.
Capital One with a 7-point lead so far. Again, Mika Yendok being the game changer in this match. Two players in double digits so far for Capital One. You've got Bella Belen with 12, and as mentioned earlier, Sasha Bitsenko already entered the 30th mark. 31 points so far coming from Bitsenko.
Unstoppable. Sasha, full front row now for Capital One. Yandok goes short. Yelena was there, right pin activated, and Isa Jimenez. Pancho off speed by Bitsenko, and it works.
Bitsenko with a variety of attacks right now. Earlier has been going full power this time. Pulling back a bit and going for the off-speed attack. Leila will try. Dug by Coronel. Jimenez. Easy over that time. Bitsenko again will get another point for the Solar Spikers.
Bitsenko just using her height and might, not even going for a full approach. As we saw the backup dancers of the Capital One Solar Spikers. So far, so good.
Menes gets to power through Sasha Bitsenko that time.
Capital up by 8 here in set number 4. Loaded serve.
Yep, but good pass from Belen. Ooh. Ronquillo with a good target, making Bella Belen work on that floor defense.
No, and I also think with the system of Coach Jorge, you would think that it would be Cruz,
Right.
but it's actually
Yep,
Belen
yep.
to get the sweep. Paran seeing court action for the first time. Targets Rika. But Senko having to adjust.
Oh, yep. I mean, Sasha Bitsenko didn't have to go for a high jump.
Yes.
Just enough to get her hands over the net and close down Jimenez.
She has that reach, very intimidating reach for Capital.
Chance ball again. Belen swings and scores.
Yes. That's a good set by Nika Yandok, just on point, providing the left pin, that hitting point.
Eli Rosso warming up for their match. Strong serve coming from Bitsenko.
Oh, we haven't seen those in a while.
The middle activation as the Highrisers has struggled to stay in system, but finally a chance for Asis to contribute. Simply effective. Too low that time.
Yes.
That was just well read by Capital One. Coronel going back to assist. Blockers didn't have to move.
Yes.
They committed and they are able to close down Jean Assis.
And Jean Assis was also trapped.
Right. No angles available for her.
Good serve by Singh. Elena is blocked. Elena goes cross. Nika Yandok trying to get that second contact, a bit too risky.
Yep, the assistant coaches were trying to stop her.
It's not worth it.
Yep.
Elena already with 17 points. And Charlie Hernandez back in as the serving specialist.
Now serving Cardi Hernandez.
Good pass coming from Rika. Cruz dug by Hernandez out of system. Yandok to the middle.
Oh,
Quick attack goal for Rachel Austero.
Ostero just showing off from that A quick attack, and Nika Yandok activating Ostero up against Assis. What a swing.
Yep. The decision making has been on point for Nika Yandok.
Serving from the Silver Strikers, Shona Alvarez.
Coronel to Ronquillo.
Off speed.
Dropped in by Frank
That has been the weakness of Capital One since set number one. The off speeds, the drop balls.
I think Alvarez should take control on that so Bella Belen can attack.
Yep, can go for a swing. Good pass from Rika. Another middle activation.
Off the hands of Rachel
Ostero with another point. You love how Yandok is able to create this balanced scoring among her attackers.
Mostedo with 3 points. Niego's tallied 7 so far.
That is coming off the bench earlier.
Bit too low.
Senko denied that time. Capital One just 2 points away, but some life here, some fight shown by the Highrisers.
Good set.
Ooh.
So the challenge will be called ball in, ball out challenge on the back row swing of Belen.
Yep. Oh, the moment the ball dropped, the players for Capital One was saying that it was in.
Yes. Let's see with this video challenge. Now, if they get this, they will be at match point.
Oh. So unsuccessful challenge for Capital One.
Good receive by Alvarez. It's a bit too tight.
Yep. Chance to reorganize.
That's a good set. Good dig by Katindig. Good pickup by Alvarez. What a spot by Belen. Belen with the tip, and it works coming from the back row.
And she sold it well, an explosive approach coming from Bella Belen, and a last second switch, changing the tempo, going for that drop. Catching the Highrisers off guard. We've got Estrella in to do some serving duties. Capital One at match point.
Good serve. Cornell goes to Isa off the block, and Rosel Baliton just being aggressive at the net.
Knowing exactly what to do that time. No coverage or no first touch there for Capital One.
Ooh.
Back-to-back points for the Highrisers. And that cues Coach Jorge to call this timeout.
If the ball is high, look overhead. Okay? They need to serve hard, and they will do. So listen to me, I can call out if it's too high. But if ever I don't say, just take the ball there, okay? Option for you. They're right here waiting. There's one guy here. There's one corner here. Oh, longer
MJ Phillips, Lindsay van der Weide beside Ellie Rousseau. We have the games later on. Bedonia also from PLDT.
Oh! And Doc goes to Bitsenko. She had to adjust. Julia was there. Carly off the block. Belen. Oh, and what a bullet, and what a way to finish off this match.
Sasha Bitsenko just embracing the role of being the scoring machine of Capital One. But as we mentioned, Nika Yandok sparked the difference for the Solar Spikers.
And what a game. Capital One ending with that finishing kick. And the Galleries Tower Highrisers unable to finish strong.
Yep. So they finish the reinforced conference winless. Talking about the Highrisers, they've got tough losses.
Yes.
They tried in this match against Capital One. They won set number 1, but again, Capital One is also on a mission. They need to get back to the winning column to get that boost of confidence moving forward into the quarterfinals. A slow start for the Solar Spikers, but when they found the rhythm, when they found the good mix of players on the court, everything just went right for them.
And this point is brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion.
Sasha Bitsenko finishing strong for the Solar Spikers.
And she did everything. She tallied a total of 35 big points for the Capital One Solar Spikers.
Her second best scoring performance next to her 39 points against the next-led Chameleons. But a good thing here about the Solar Spikers, it wasn't just Sasha Bitsenko. Bella Belen stepped up with 14 points. Niegos off the bench with 7. Cruz with 6 and Ostero with 3 points. So it was team effort from all the players.
This Babad Player of the Game is brought to you by Devant. Enjoy unforgettable TV Babad moments with your family only with Devant.
Again, Nika Yandok sparkling that change in the intensity, in the rhythm of the Solar Spikers. They struggled offensively in set number 1, but when Nika Yandok was injected into the game, that's where everything clicked for the Solar Spikers.
And Jana Hido is with our best player of the game. Go ahead, Jana.
I'm here with Nika Yandok, our player of the game, who had 19 excellent sets and 1 point. Nika, your first player of the game ever. Congratulations. You're very emotional right now. Why are all these tears overflowing? Everyone's very happy for you. Why are you very emotional today? Why are you very emotional today? Saan ba nanggaling tong emotions na to?
First time watching. And this is for my mom. She's watching here. Hi, Mommy! For you! This is for you!
Amazing. And Nika, alam mo, you were the spark plug today. Nung pinasok ka, you changed everything. I want to know kung paano mo nakuha ka agad yung connections with your attackers. It felt very seamless.
Nagtiwala lang po sa akin mga teammates ko and sinabi lang sa akin na sila nagagawa ng paraan and I trust them sa lahat ng bola. Ayun lang po, and thank you sa coaches for trusting in me.
And Nika, quarterfinals na kaagad on Monday. Tell me, what are you expecting? How will you prepare?
Nagpe-prepare po kami ngayon sa mga lapses pa namin. And ayun, nag-focus lang po kami sa sarili namin and sa mga executions namin. Hindi ako sanay sa ganito. Paano ba ito?
And of course, anyone you'd like to thank, first player of the game interview mo to, go ahead, give all the greetings and messages you want.
Thank you sa Capital One family po and kay Stephanie sa Canada, I love you. And sa family ko po sa Bataan, sa Olonga po, sa Cavite. Lahat po kayo, I love you all.
Alright, thank you, Nika, and congratulations on your first ever POG. Let's wrap it up, Jamie Nayel.
That was a earned win for Capital One Solar Spikers, and of course Nika Yandok getting her first player of the game. Ayel, walk us through the match stats.
Well-deserved player of the game really for Nika Yandok. As you see the numbers on your screens, the Highrisers playing better in terms of offense. They have 55, but it wasn't a big disparity because the Solar Spikers also tallied 53 attack points, almost the same number of blocks, but the majority of the blocks of the Solar Spikers were from set 2 to set 4. Meanwhile, for set 1 there for the Highrisers, and 6 aces for the Highrisers, 5 for the Solar Spikers, and it was the errors really for the Highrisers that halted their own momentum. 22 errors and 18 for the Solar Spikers.
And Capital One, they needed this win to enter the quarterfinals. And up next, the Cherry Tigo EV crossovers take on the Farm Fresh Foxies. For our director, Marvin Chavez, our courtside reporter, Jana Hido, my partner, Ayel Estranera, my name is Jamie Lavatoria. Thank you for watching and supporting the PVL Reinforced Conference. This is the Heart of Volleyball.